Donc, on va regarder deux sons qui sont assez importants en fait, parce qu'on les entend partout en français. Ces deux sons-là, le IN et le EN. So we're going to have a look at two sounds that you hear everywhere in French, and so different from English actually, that they kind of trip us up a little bit. So it's the IN and the EN sounds. Quite surprising, really, because if you look at the IN in particular, we've got a phonetic symbol here which represents that IN, and we need a phonetic symbol because look at all the different letter combinations that you can get that will produce that same IN sound. We'll start with the IN, you've got to start somewhere. And all these different words here that will sound the same because they are all using this same phonetic base. So let's have a look. How do we pronounce this IN sound? Well, let's look at how our positioning of our mouth is first. So the lung is, la langue, the tongue is right at the front. Yeah, so en avant, so your tongue is at the front. Important this, because you can't hit these sounds unless you get the position of your mouth correct. And air passes by your mouth. Okay. And look at the position of the mouth. That's what we're looking for. So quite tight lips, quite pulled, they say, but the mouth is nearly closed. So what's the sound? It's un. So if you want to have a go at that, and just look at the positioning of the lips and your own, because you can obviously see yourself, and just check that you are doing that. And remember to have your tongue near the front. So, Now, if you go ang, that's a different position. Okay, so we don't want to do that. We just want to keep it nice and still. You can do that without moving your lips. Okay, so what words would be covered by that sound? Or where would you find them? Well, here's a list, a really great list, actually. So it doesn't matter if you've got YN or EI or AI, sorry, or any of these letter combinations, they're all going to produce that same sound that you've just made. So let's just run through then. So nice and straightforward, vin. Try to keep your lips still and achieve that position if you can. Now, for us, counterintuitive, because the minute we see an M, we want to go but there's no in here. We're still doing this all the way through. Just trust it. We're going to do that all the way through. Okay, so it's not timbre. There's no m. It's timbre. There is a B sound in there. Now, the YN, syndicat. Sympathie, very common word, sympa. So sympathie. Plein. Now, this is the one that you really want to show off with when you're with people who don't speak French and you're near the Champagne region. Reims. You do pronounce yes. Reims. Not Reims. Reims. Main. And then another really common word. Faim. J'ai faim. If you want, you could think about it. If you could match those two together, you could put bread there if you wanted to. So pain, faim, and see that they actually finish in the same way. Mien, moyen, européen. And then we've got some special cases here. So examen. Don't worry about the last one. That's for Paris only. Okay, so that's the first sound. So we've got to come back up here, and that's cinq. So the other sound we've got here, the example we've got is son. So un, on. Now let's look at the difference in mouth position here. This en sound, on. So this is different, isn't it? The tongue is a little bit at the back, on. Your tongue needs to push back. Take your time, feel that, on. And the air now passes through your mouth, but also through your nose. No, French is a nasal language. On. So So if you're trying to push air up your nose, you've got to push your tongue back, actually. On, on, on. And your lips are lightly rounded and the mouth is nice and open. So on, on, on. And here we've got some example words. So we've got vent, membre, son, chambre, con, long. And then some examples which are slightly different. Client, passion. All right, best way to do this though is to get some practice, isn't it? So we're going to do these exercises. So very straightforward. He's 20 years ago, il y a 20 ans. So we've got both sounds in there. Okay. 25 years ago, 50 years ago, 55 years ago, 555 years ago. Okay, let's have a listen to those.
Exercice 5. 1.
Il y a 20 ans.
Do you want to have a go? I know it's a simple sentence, but have a go. Just get that sound.
2.
Il y a 25 ans.
Over to you.
3.
Il y a 50 ans.
Good.
4.
Il y a 55 ans.
5.
Il y a 555 ans.
You want to try that? Good. Okay, let's go back to. Now, just remember, these are things that you probably say quite a lot, but just remember that it's great to start with something simple like that, just to think about your position of your mouth. So it's going back to basics, but it's a really easy way for you to practice that. So cinq. Okay, let's have a go at some words let's have some more examples. So serre le raisin en grappe. And when they do this line and this running through, it's actually showing you that this N in here is actually being pushed through into the next word. So you can notice that because it's called l'enchaînement vocalique and happens in English as well. And it's the thing that really is the difficulty, both in speaking, but more importantly, I think in listening, because that's the thing that makes you think that the French speak really fast. It's because of the merging of the words. Okay, so apporte le vin en bouteille. Wouldn't stop there, would you? So this is a chunk. It's going to run through. It's going to flow all the way through. All right, let's have a listen to those.
Exercice 6. 1.
Serre le raisin en grappe.
2.
Apporte le vin en bouteille.
3.
Coupe le pain en tranches.
4.
Ajoute du thym en branches.
Good. Okay, let's go back. Okay, it's another example. Because actually what's interesting is that you can see that this sound is everywhere in the most simple words. It's just popping up all over the place. And getting it right will make you sound just so much more fluent. Just that tiny little tweak can make a massive difference to your French. So we've got an example here. So tu vas informer qui? See that little IN just popping up in there? Informer qui? Tu penses informer Vincent? Notice that they're showing us here that there's a running through. And then it's going to run through. So we've got interroger. So you're going to inform who? You think, I think I'm going to inform Vincent. You're going to interrogate who? You're going to invite who? You're going to interview who? And you're going to settle in who? All right then, so let's have a listen to those. So you'll hear the question and see if you can follow on with the answer.
Exercice 7. Exemple.
Tu vas informer qui?
Je pense informer Vincent. 1.
Tu vas interroger qui?
Je pense interroger Vincent. 2.
So have a go at saying it. Have a go at saying it when it comes to the answer.
Tu vas inviter qui?
Je pense inviter Vincent.
Bien.
3.
Tu vas interviewer qui?
Je pense interviewer Vincent.
Good. Good. Don't be scared to really think about the position of your mouth.
4.
Tu vas installer qui?
Je pense installer Vincent.
Okay. Good. Done. All right, last exercise. So, exemple, tu veux t'acheter des fruits. Now notice that we've got the E, so we're expecting it's not going to be je veux, it's going to run through. Je veux. Okay, so see if you can do that when you're answering as well. Je veux bien mon acheter, mon acheter. And that they're noticing that N is running through into the word. Let's hear that, just that one individual one, and see if you can really pick out those sounds there.
Exercice 8. Exemple. Tu veux t'acheter des fruits?
Je veux bien m'en acheter.
1.
Can you see why you think people speak quickly? Because actually what it is it's running together, isn't it? Let's hear that again and watch it on the, read it.
Exemple. Tu veux t'acheter des fruits?
Je veux bien m'en acheter.
1.
Okay, before we run through, do you want to just practice this bit, this answer? We'll just have a go at saying that. Give it some rhythm. It's not about how fast you say it, it's the rhythm that you give it, okay? So, je veux bien m'en acheter. Je veux bien m'en acheter. Je veux bien m'en acheter. So all of these are going to follow the same pattern, but we're going to get a different verb at the beginning. So, tu veux t'occuper des enfants? What would be the answer there? Similar structure, different verb. Yeah, well done. Je veux bien m'en occuper. Je veux bien m'en occuper. Give it that nice rhythm. Do you want to give that a try? Je veux bien m'en occuper. Okay, then we've got t'assurer. Je veux bien m'assurer. Je veux bien m'assurer. Je veux bien m'expliquer. Je veux bien m'en excuser. Okay, so now we're going to play it and see if you can now follow along by giving the answers.
Tu veux t'occuper des enfants?
Je veux bien m'en occuper.
2. Tu veux t'assurer de son arrivée?
Je veux bien m'en assurer.
3. Tu veux t'expliquer de ton oubli?
Je veux bien m'en expliquer.
4. Tu veux t'excuser de ton retard?
Je veux bien m'en excuser.
Très bien, très bien. Nice little workout on a Tuesday morning. Ok, merci beaucoup et puis passez une très bonne journée et puis à bientôt. Merci d'être venu. Au revoir. Au revoir.